Hello and welcome back to the Black Death. Today I want to talk about the current state of the beta. So the beta for the build 0.35. When you first log on into the game and say start, you'll just appear at this spot. There will be no choosing of the server, you'll just start here. And what this place is your so-called home. I think it is a private session, so only you actually have access to it, and you basically run it locally on your machine, so it isn't on the internet either. However, there seems to be the ability with F1 to invite friends to that session that you have here. So even though it is a private session, it seems like you can add friends to it. On first glance, it looks like the normal map that you have anyway. However, upon wandering around for a while, I found that there really isn't a whole lot to go on, because this whole area that you have is surrounded by these large sheer cliffs. So you basically only have a rather area where you go. In this so-called home area, you have town, which very similar to one which is the game anyway. And if you go beyond this town to the east, what you'll find is this area with loads of burnt houses, and they even have a health bar, and in the middle of it there is a land claim, and you can actually claim this and make your own settlement here. Now what exactly they have planned with that, I'm not quite sure, but I think it's probably for some creative building or something of this sort. These houses can actually be destroyed, so if you've run out of place to put things in between, or you just don't like it, you can craft up a weapon and very easily destroy these. These are really, they don't take a lot of hits, so it's quite easy to destroy them. If I can't find a quick stick, I might even be able to show you. That is the first area, and there are a few other areas. To travel to these areas, you have to go back to that map NPC that you see at the beginning, when I first loaded into the game. Show you that right now. Right over there. It's the yellow merchant called Squire or Ferryman. And then you can see there are multiple areas you can go to. There is the so-called market, there is siege, there is arena. Then here is how to connect to an actual server. And here's your homestead. Then here is a sneak peek at something, the Farlands, which might come later, possibly a different map. So this is how you get back to where you start out, or where I am right now. Here you have the market, which is similar to the homestead. It's a walled off area, but it's a lot larger. Unfortunately, currently there is nothing there. Then next there's quite an interesting thing actually. It's called Siege, and you get ported to I'd say a castle kind of location, also still on this server. And there are a lot of NPCs that you can kill there. Last, there is the so-called arena, which is currently also, you can't do anything there yet, and it's also on your own private session, so you can't actually play versus other players there. You could only invite friends there. Maybe they'll change that later, maybe they'll have a dedicated server for that, but currently It's just an area which looks like an arena and nothing else. I'll show the arena and the siege in a second as well. Yeah. And if you then decide, alright, I've had enough of my private session, I want to go to an actual server, here you can decide which server you want to go to, but oftentimes when I actually use this menu to select the server I wanted to go to, I've had a little bit of trouble, so it's better to just press this button directly. One more thing that I wanted to mention is that one of the things which are new is these crates in your homestead, breakable crates. Sometimes on the inside there will be, I think I saw berry jam or berries and a large painting. So sometimes there'll be something inside here, you can break it with any weapon, then take it, steal it and sell it. Alright, next to the areas there are. So I'll just quickly port over to the market to show you that it's pretty much empty. And then you are in this area. It's quite big. From what I've seen, it's also completely walled off. And there's nothing really here yet, apart from things which were more or less here already beforehand. So I guess that's something they'll probably add in later. Next thing I'll show you is the arena. As you can see, it's a really nice area. It looks, in my opinion, quite well done. There's also a well here, water. There are merchants as well, but they seem to be currently still disabled. Here is the ferryman to go back. Then this is also quite singly sized area. Here you actually have the arena. I think you previously couldn't actually get into this, at least for the last few patches. Quite nice. I think there was an event here at some point in the past. Here we go on for some visuals which look like a little bit of a training facility, maybe for some archery contests later on. And that's about it for the arena. As you can see here, there's also a blacksmith, but you can't really use him, so I think they're probably still working on this area, and I guess this will probably later on be for some community events, or if you've decided you want to do some PvP action, go to this area. But that only later on. Go here with your friends. Next, there's the siege area. And though this may seem empty at first, if you go round a bit, already here, there's a little bit of talking. Again, the ferry guy to get you back home. And if you go down this staircase, start seeing your first NPC. So here's the flagellant NPC. And if you go around, you'll also see others like Templar Leader. And so if you just want to do some fighting, probably the best area to go to. I don't actually know what this area will be used for later on, but currently it seems to be if you want to do some grinding, some leveling, and you want to fight loads of NPCs, then this is probably the place to go to. Unfortunately, I don't have a weapon with me right now, but if I did, I'd probably be fighting here. Alright, once you say, alright, I'm finished here. And then the last area is Mercia, and this will be an actual server. Now, right now it will take me a while to connect to this server, so I'll see There. Alright, and then as soon as you've connected to the server, it'll be the same old as you already know. So you'll spawn at a random point, at one of the random spawn points, and then you can do whatever you want. If I had anything with me homestead, then that would have been transferred over to the server as well, so you now have one character for all servers. However, I didn't have anything on me. Additionally, your levels will also stay the same, so I've done some leveling on this character, which means I can still craft, for instance, the iron maul, which I could craft in the homestead. I can also craft that here. So levels and inventory is persistent across all servers. That, however, also means if you die on one server, you'll lose everything the other as well. As you can also probably no doubt see, we have a first-person camera now instead of a third-person camera, and that is also the only one currently possible. I'm not sure whether this is only for beta testing or whether this is intended in general, but I have found no option of toggling between first and third person. With this first person, there's also been a little bit of a change to the combat system. As you can see, we now have stamina, indicated by the green circle in the middle, and that is drained if you block or if you attack. Not if you attack with your fists, but if you attack with a weapon. And draining this stamina all the way down to 0 will result in very much slowed attacks. So similar to the attacks that you previously had when you tried to hit somebody directly after you've been hit. As you can see, animations look quite clean, which is quite nice. You can also charge up attacks, so you can hold them down. However, I have not found that these do extra damage, but it makes it easier just charging up the attack, running in, releasing it, and running back, instead of running in and having to charge it at the same time. Additionally, what they've started on implementing is the new map area. Even though the visuals on the map haven't been updated yet, there is a large town that they're working on around in this area. This town hasn't been completely finished yet, but they've done, I would say, about 80% or around that already. I find it doesn't look that much different from Raven's Reach, so it's about the same. However, I would say it's larger, and that's currently about it. Maybe there'll be changes to that later, but at the current state, it just looks a little bit like Raven's Reach, slightly different, not quite completely finished. And about the other settlements that they told us were coming, they're not in the beta yet, but possibly are coming in the next few days, or are coming with a full release. I've wandered around this area for a bit, and unfortunately that was the only town I could find. So much on the map. Next, we have the character itself and the UI. As you can no doubt tell, we now have a completely different UI. Inventory is as usual, but the crafting headers are the same, but as you can see, it's a lot nicer and easier to find items that you want to craft, because they're better visually shown. And apart from that, crafting still works in the same way as beforehand. So you'll craft a specified amount, hotbar has been changed over this area, so if you want in the hotbar, you have to drag it over there. Here there are two tabs, equipment and info. So your levels, various skills and like, and your equipment. Actually see updates live here as well. So they've basically moved it from up here to over here, and they've added a character so you can see it. Changing your profession is as normal, and then last, to actually use your skill points that you've gained, you can instead press on this icon and you will get to this, and you can spend it in the same normal way that you could previously. It just looked a little bit different. If you want to invest in a certain skill, you just click on it, and then you can click on invest the points. What they have already changed, however, and what they've also said that they wanted to, is now each time you level, you don't actually get 1 point, but so far from all the leveling I've done is 3 points. So you get more points per level. So you get more points per level, which is quite nice. If you want to get back to your homestead, then what you have to do is, because there's unfortunately no ferryman actually in Mercia that I've seen, what you'll have to do is disconnect from the server to either the main menu or desktop, and then as soon as you restart the game and press on start, you'll be back at your homestead. Alright, I've crafted a stick weapon now, and I'll just show you the stamina mechanic. So every time you hit, the green bar depletes, and as you can see, as soon as the stamina gets too low, I start hitting very slowly. However, as you can see, it recharges pretty quickly when you stop attacking. Additionally, when you block, it also costs you stamina, and I think when you get hit while blocking, it costs you even more stamina. You are also slowed while. An additional thing that you might have noticed is that my weapon doesn't actually take damage anymore. So it seems like weapons don't need to be repaired anymore, which is quite nice. And it also seems like it takes a while for you to actually get into the animation after blocking. So I stopped blocking, but I can't attack until a while later. It seems, however, I can still block with my stamina down, but as you can see, that results in me taking damage. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have any questions, as always, post them in the comments, and as soon as these mechanics go live or on the official release, when it's not beta anymore, I'll probably go into these things a little bit more and make guides on them, but for now I'll just show this off. As soon as there are new updates to the beta with new mechanics or possibly new areas uncovered, I'll try to showcase those in the next video.